Principles for Town Planning derived from Islamic teaching. Postdoctoral scholar Syed Aftab Alam, PhD, Islamic Research Institute, FU, Islamabad Batch 4, 2022. Topics in the video: 1. Role of town planners. 2. Quranic and Sirah teaching. House building and town planning. 1. Availability of land. 2. Safety of the land. 3. Rule of law. 4. Protection of living sources. Role of town planners. The modern profession of town planning mainly arose in response to the urban problems caused by rapid industrialization in the late 19th century. The rapid growth of towns shook contemporary living habits and innovative technologic construction concepts. Social reformers recognized the need for corrective intervention to deal with the growth forces unleashed by modernization. Pioneering professionals often worked first in another built environment area like architecture, surveying, engineering, or landscape architecture. Paula Boren, 2022. Planning was a chance to exercise a distinctive overall spatial and social vision that drew on specialized inputs. Town planners could either design entirely new urban areas, such as suburbs and garden cities, or develop ways to reform and reorder existing ones to provide plenty of space and light, clean water, and adequate drainage, through urban renewal. Now, it needs to concentrate the new avenues like socially effective, lovable, intangible town planning methodologies would be adopted that can develop an environment of peace and love, enhance social relations, mental, psychological, and physical health, and develop the economy and political strength in Pakistan. Quranic and Sirah teaching. House building and town planning. Availability of land. The availability and allocation of land for the construction of houses and union council is the responsibility of the local government or local community members. As per Islamic teaching, Al-Quran, Surah Al-Ankabut. Allah created the skies and earth, and that is between them, and Al-Quran, Surah Al-Araf, 10. And provided you, human being, with the means of livelihood, to use within it as per their one's needs, so your lives and properties are forbidden to one another. Imam Abu Musa al-Muslim, and no one or institution is liable to capture it and not allow the needy persons to use it, so any vacant land can be allocated for the construction of new mahalla, the smallest unit of residence, as per the prescribed map of the mahalla. Everyone can use the land as per his/her own needs, so as per the previous discussion, there is sufficient on earth that can be planned for the 3 times more population on earth than the present time. Safety of the land. It is evident that the land is created by Allah Almighty, so He is the only owner of the land. He created it for the use of human beings. The human being is a user of the land and a user of air, water, sunlight, and minerals. Al-Quran, Surah Al-Ankabut. The responsibility of a user is to use the land according to the instructions of the Creator, Allah Almighty. The user cannot destroy the elements which are given to him/her only for use, and they may protect it, so it is the core responsibility of human beings to protect and upgrade the earth, as Quran informs the human beings that it is lawful to you to search living from the sea, and food, and travel through it, but do not capture. When that is out of your property, and fear why Allah. Al-Quran, Surah Al-Araf, 96. Quran further says that if human beings do not care and do capture by others and disturb others, and if corruption has appeared throughout the land and see what the hands of people earned, may let them taste bad. Al-Quran, Surah Al-Rum, 41. Rule of law. The Quran uses 2 words for city, i.e., Medina and Qaryah. Medina means a human settlement where the same rules apply to all the population, which are benefiting the people collectively, as Quran described in Al-Quran, Surah Al-Tawbah, 101. While Qaryah is said to be a human settlement where 2 or different types of rules and regulations are in force, as the Quran described. Al-Quran, Surah Al-Yunus, 98. Principles by which the powerful and wealthy people usurp the rights of the common people for their benefit, and other such principles by which the common people can get fewer benefits and have to live a life of humiliation and shame. Islam recommends that there should be the same rules for all that bring collective benefit. Quran also indicated the two different words for cities, i.e., Medina and Qarya. Medina means such city or town or populated area where the laws of Allah Almighty are being implemented. Qarya means a city, town, or populated area where there is no obligation of specific or declared laws or the people are not observing the laws of Allah Almighty and impose or implement the laws where they have their interests, so there is no order but many orders. Protection of living sources. The earth is the major source of rizq, living. The sources of living are included food, cloth, house, air, sun, moon, working space, and pleasures. Quran instructs the complete independence of rizq for each person. Allah Almighty guides that He created all sources of rizq for all human beings without any discrimination of religion, sect, color, race, gender, power, identity, wealth or authority. The Creator gave all sources open to all humanity, so no one has the right to capture the land more than one's need of living. If someone is capturing the other's sources, he or she is making disturbance in the earth, which is against the laws of Allah, as in the Quran. Al-Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah, 11-12. Instructions of Allah Almighty are to use the land and not to gather or collect rizq but to distribute and donate the rizq as much as one can. The Sirah does not also teach to gather the finance or sources of rizq. Quran teaches us to donate to our neighbors before the end of every day. Al-Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah, 215.